Imagine this. You live in a land of towering pyramids and golden palaces, but instead of freedom, your people are chained by slavery. Day after day, your back aches under heavy stones, your hands blister from endless work, and your cries rise up to heaven. The Egyptians rule with iron fists, and Pharaoh shows no mercy. But little did anyone know, a hero was about to rise from among the very people who were oppressed. In the midst of Pharaoh's cruel decree to kill every Hebrew baby boy, a courageous mother made a desperate choice. She placed her newborn son in a basket, letting it float upon the Nile River. And in a twist only God could write, Pharaoh's own daughter found the baby. She named him Moses, drawn out of the water. Raised in the palace of Egypt, but carrying the blood of his people, Moses was marked for a destiny far greater than anyone could imagine. Years later, Moses had fled Egypt and was living quietly as a shepherd in the desert. But then, everything changed. While tending sheep, he saw it, a bush engulfed in flames, yet not burning up. He stepped closer wide-eyed when suddenly, a voice thundered, "Moses! Moses! Take off your sandals, for the ground you stand on is holy." It was God, and God gave Moses a mission. Go to Pharaoh. Tell him to let my people go. But Moses trembled. Who am I to face Pharaoh? Yet God promised, I will be with you. And so Moses returned to Egypt, staff in hand, courage in his heart. Standing before the mighty Pharaoh, he declared, "Let my people go." Pharaoh laughed. Who is this God that I should obey him? What followed was a showdown of power. The Nile turned to blood. Frogs covered the land. Gnats, flies, disease, boils, hail, locusts. Darkness so thick you could feel it. Plague after plague shook Egypt. Yet, Pharaoh's heart grew harder. Until the final plague, when death swept through Egypt, sparing only the homes marked with lamb's blood. Broken at last, Pharaoh shouted, "Go! Leave Egypt!" That night, under the blanket of stars, the Hebrew people packed their belongings, gathered their children, and set out on the journey of a lifetime. Over 600,000 men, women, and children, a sea of people walking towards freedom. Moses led them, his staff held high. But Pharaoh's rage returned. He sent his chariots thundering after them, determined to crush them once more. Imagine the panic, trapped between Pharaoh's army and the roaring Red Sea. Cries of fear filled the air, but Moses stood tall. He lifted his staff and suddenly, the impossible happened. With a mighty roar, the waters of the sea split apart, rising like towering walls of crystal blue. A dry path stretched before them. Wide-eyed, the Hebrews ran across, step by step, until they reached the other side. Pharaoh's army charged after them, but the moment the last Hebrew stepped onto shore, the waters crashed back with thunder, swallowing the enemy whole. The people were free. The desert air rang with songs of joy. Miriam, Moses' sister, picked up her tambourine, leading the women in dance. The people sang, "The Lord is my strength and my song. The Lord has become my salvation." Hope had been restored. A people once enslaved now marched into freedom, carrying with them not just their belongings, but a promise that with God no Pharaoh is too powerful, no sea too wide, no enemy too strong. And so the story of Moses and the Exodus reminds us, even in our darkest moments, when life feels like chains around us, God hears our cries. When the road ahead looks impossible, He can part the seas. When we feel powerless, His strength becomes our victory. So whatever your Pharaoh looks like, fear, failure, or challenges, remember, with faith, you too can walk into freedom. just as the Hebrews did all those years ago.